Hi stars, thank you very much for once again stopping back by. I really hope that you're going to enjoy today's video and that you're going to take something away from it so that you can keep coming back for more and more and more. To all my new subscribers, I see you guys. Thank you very, very, very much. I just appreciate you so much. Today we are going to be talking about why the hell do girls compete? If that is something that you would like to see, please do stay, watch this video, like this video, and comment on this video, and also don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into the video. There's a lot that us young girls compete for. It could be clothes, like who dresses better than who. It could be for followers on Instagram, who has more followers than who. It could be guys, girls even compete about boyfriends, who's dating the richest guy, what car my boyfriend has. Hey. No, it gets so hectic talking from a perspective of a very young female who has been through high school, who's been through varsity, and is at the peak of a lot of things. Life is a lot. Okay, I'm growing up in an era, if you're watching this video, you probably are too, where life is quicker than our age, where we are exposed to so much. You sort of choose what you want to do and what you don't want to do. You know, it's kind where a person who's 21 is doing this, a person who's 15 is doing this. Now you choose what you want to do. There's no limitations. There is no, we are so unstoppable, you know. And so speaking from that perspective, I've seen young girls compete over things that don't even belong to them. For instance, who is amongst friends, who is dating the richest guy, who, you know, it's even about, we are putting ourselves in situations for the wrong reason. Now you're going to be with somebody just because they're a doctor, just because they're a businessman, just because they're... It doesn't change that they are the doctor. He is the businessman. He is the lawyer. You ain't. Yes, it's you're gonna come back to your friends and be like, no, my boyfriend is a doctor. Is that then what? Then what? You know, so we compete for things that are not even necessary. So ends up in situations where there are in abusive relationships, or relationships that they're not happy in, or relationships that are just too much for them, you know, because you wanna boast about things that you didn't work for. You wanna boast about things that are not yours. After you boast, and then what? So we compete for things just so that we can come back to people and tell them about it, you know. So guys, girls compete for petty stuff. Girls compete for friends. Girls compete for, I don't want to be seen hanging out with guys. We even have a category for rank sheet of, I can't hang out with her because she's not this, she doesn't have these many followers, she's not this pretty, she doesn't have this, she doesn't have this kind of weave. It's a lot, and it's all materialistic stuff. That take away all this, what does it do for us? What do we gain? What do you gain from having a weave after you have those many followers? If your career is not in the line of maybe attracting sponsors, maybe one day influencing, maybe one day, if it's not going to pay you in any way, what is going to have many followers do for you? So, you know, we've become so purposeless in the midst of competing, that we compete for stuff that are not even gonna come back with anything in our lives. It's a waste of time, because you invest in so much in competing, because competing demands you to do stuff and get stuff. Competing demands you to have things to show us, you know. So you end up investing so much, you end up allowing yourself to go through so much just so that you can come and show people that are not going to do anything for you. We're not going to get you that degree after applauding you. We're not going to get you that job after applauding you. We're not going to do shit. So competing and jealousy works hand in hand. You almost can't be a person who competes and not have jealousy, you know. And sometimes you're not aware that you are a jealous person, like you have a trait of jealousy, but it's like this, it's like one and the same thing. You can't be a person who's often jealous about what other people have, or what other people have achieved, or where other people are going. if you're a person who doesn't compete. People even compete amongst their friends, and then my question is, how are we friends if we're always trying to be better than each other, if we're not trying to empower each other, if we're not trying to support each other, if we're not trying to grow each other, if we're not trying to be there for each other, if we don't want to allow each other to shine and applaud each other when somebody does something good, but it's always a matter of no, you should be applauding me all the time, you should be congratulating me all the time, you should be, all the time. It has to be about me. So competing is basically doing things for other people. Competing is not doing things for the right reasons. It's not doing things because you want them. It's not doing things for you, but it's always doing things for show, for clout, for to be seen. It's simple things. Competing is literally simple things. I buy a bag, and now you're gonna want to go get the bag, not because you like it. Now I'm not saying that when I have something, all of a sudden nobody needs to have it. No, but competing is when you literally see that, oh no, she has it, and then now you want it, just so that you can prove that lalela kahle kahle siyalingana siyafana. I always ask myself, why does it have to be why mele silingane or singalingani? Why do we have certain categories of life, of things we have, things we get, the way we think? Why do we always need to categorize things, whereas we can just do you, be you, do what makes you happy? You don't need to look like the next person. You don't need to be better than the next person. You just need to be better than yourself. You need to be better than who you were yesterday. That's the only person we should be competing with. Us. To be better than we were yesterday, to keep on progressing, to keep on moving forward. Like literally, I know this is very cliche that the only competition is yourself, but literally that's what it is, and I feel like once we get that right, life becomes much more simpler and peaceful. We attract people that come with peace, people that don't see competition I've also discovered that people who compete are people who are insecure. There is no way you can be whole and full and satisfied with who you are, with how you look, with how you dress, with where you're going, with what you want, and still compete. Akamselan. People who are content and are satisfied with who they are and they're becoming, who see the bigger picture of themselves, don't compete. Because when you compete, you end up doing things that are not in line. You become a trendy person. You do things because other people are doing them, not because they are in line with what you're trying to achieve. So people who have that established, who have themselves as an individual established, don't compete with other people, because you are able to pick what's for you and what's not for you. So even when things are trending, even when whatever is trending, if it's not in line with you, you let it slide because you know it's not for you. So we kind of need to get to a level of self-acceptance so much that we are content with ourselves. And the only way to do that is by loving ourselves, accepting ourselves, being in tune with ourselves. There are things about yourself that you cannot change, that you just need to accept. You need to grow out of not liking things about yourself. You need to grow out of wanting to change certain things about yourself. Now, I forgive because we grow up in an era, just like how I explained earlier, which everything is just too exposed from a very young age. We grow up in an era where TV teaches us how to look, where people, our communities, social media teaches us how to speak, how to carry ourselves. So even our childhood gets it's directed from a very early stage in our lives. So I forgive people who grow up not loving themselves. I'm one of them. Like, I grew up hating my freaking forehead, not because I thought anything was wrong with it, but because I was always told that there's something wrong with it. So I grew up wanting to change those certain things, but you need to grow out of it. You need to realize that it is what it is. I'm perfect the way I am. You need to unlearn what social media, people, communities, television teaches us, because honestly, it's not true. Like, it's not true. Everyone is this, once again, is probably going to sound cliche, but everyone is unique in their own different way. And once you grow out of not liking yourself and seeing imperfections about you, you're going to realize that whatever makes you different is probably your biggest tool. That's what sets you apart than many people. But if you haven't reached stage of self-acceptance and loving yourself and seeing perfection within your own self, then it's almost impossible to stop competing, because obviously your brain is gonna adapt a certain way of how things should be, of how you should look. So then you're not gonna stop competing, because you believe that you should look like that, you should have that, you should do that to fit in. So once you understand who you are, and you know you're not gonna feel like you need to do certain things to fit in, to look at, be cautious of the people you surround yourself with, because your company sometimes makes you compete even though you compete without even you noticing that actually I'm falling in the trap of competing. Sometimes we have friends that it's always about them, it's always about them, it's always about what they did, what they're gonna do, what they want to do, where they went, what their boyfriend did. It's always about them so much that when you want to talk about you, they almost don't have time to listen. They're almost not willing to listen. They're so content in talking about themselves so much that they talk way more than they listen to what you have to say. Now, it's if you all the time are listening to what they have to say, it's almost instant that a seed in you is gonna be planted. You're going to, oh, so this is how things should be. You're gonna not want to be like them, but they're gonna end up being so influential over you that you're gonna wanna do the things they do, because all the time you are listening so much to them and you never have anything to give to them when. But it's always about their, like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I know what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you've experienced that, but guys, avoid people who all the time want to be applauded. It always has to be about them, because I don't know, there's just something in our brain that the more we listen to something, the more we feed our brain something, it wants to become that. It wants to become what you feed it. So if you are trying to sort of be a good person who does things for them, who truly lives for them, who doesn't want to compete, I would say really start being cautious of the people that you surround yourself with. Not all the time you don't like them or you don't love them. Sometimes you really love them and the friendship is genuine, but you just need to sort of detach from them to achieve what you want to achieve, which is maybe to be whole with yourself and be content with yourself before you can invite them in again. Or you could tell them that, yo, I feel like most of the time it's all about you. This friendship is all about you. It's never about me. And I end up feeling some type of way about it. And if they don't want to listen to that, then it's deuces. Even the people that you follow on social media, let it be people who feed you. Let it not just be anyone. Just because it's at Beverly Hills, just because this weekend they were at Oyster Box and then the following weekend they were at Hilton. People who are truly winning don't compete. People who are truly winning want to see other people win. You know, people who are truly winning empilweni want to see other people win. It's a general thing. If you are really successful in life, that's what you want for other people. People who are winning, you can come to a successful person and be like, I wanna I could go, okay, let me talk about me. I could go to a successful YouTuber and be like, yo, I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel. They're not gonna hesitate to sit down with me and spill all the tea. I'm talking about someone who has a really big channel and is making tons of money out of it, who's basically at where I'm trying to be. So they're not even gonna hesitate to open up all the books and be like, yo, girl, do this. That's how it is. People who are truly winning are never going to see you as competition, are never going to see a person who's still trying to grow as competition. None of it, even Abandaba, same level of winning, they always work together. They always feed from each other. They always inspire things from each other. They always, don't be afraid to go to these people and ask Uguti, how did you do this? How did you reach freaking 5 million subscribers on YouTube? What are the steps that you took? You know, how did you attract this bet? So isn't it kanjalo ukuthi sometimes nathi we end up competing ngobana kusihlula ukubuza, just because you don't, you know, it's almost as if there's something wrong with going and asking a person. It's almost as if there's something wrong with starting from the bottom. We need to allow ourselves to start from the bottom. There's no miracle to life, unfortunately. So we end up competing because we want things to be quick, whereas it doesn't work like that. Like things that last are just not as quick as we want them to be. And that's just how it is. Like, you need to be willing to put in the work, you know. And I don't know, there's this other thing that girls do. As soon as you have nice things, girls will always think you got it by sleeping with someone, you got it by doing that, and that is not always the case. Why can we just not see a girl with a freaking 55-inch weave at school and be like, no, she worked for it, she saved up for it? Why does it always have to be, oh no, vele, you know? So it's things like that. Even the lingo that she speak, it's not because you're always thinking about negative things. It doesn't have to be like that. You know, you don't have to see a pretty woman and be threatened. You know, if you see a 55-inch weave, my sis, and you like it, work for that so that you can also have it. Guys, I know, I'm not saying I've mastered everything in life. I haven't. Like, trust me, I haven't. But I'm just sharing what I have seen and what I've collected, and most of it is basically just how I view things and think. So yeah, so guys, it's all about seeing nice things, the things that you want, and go getting them. For instance, I wouldn't have started a YouTube channel if I hadn't seen somebody else doing it. I wouldn't have started a YouTube. I had to watch YouTube to be like, yo, this is something I want to do. I want to do this. That is not competing. And that is copying what I wanted, but for the right reasons, because it when I saw those YouTube channels that other people were doing, it evoked certain things in me that I was like, no man, this is what I want to do for this reason and that reason. But if you had to ask me why I have reasons. It's not just because I saw her doing it and I'm just like, no, I want to compete with it. So guys, what I'm trying to say is, you don't see what you want to become if you haven't seen it from anywhere else. So you win by copying the good things that you see in other people. The last thing I want to talk about is let other people shine. Let other people win and shine. It's impossible that guys, and that is okay. Winning is not winning by it being publicly applauded or publicly recognized. It does not mean that when people stop congratulating you or tapping you on the shoulder and be like, you're doing great, you're doing good, you all of a sudden not winning. Winning is not always in the limelight. It shouldn't be like that. If it's like that, you end up doing things for people. You end up doing things so that people can congratulate you. So you need to be content in congratulating yourself, in knowing that you are doing enough, even when there's nobody saying congratulations, you're doing great. Because focus will not always be on you, and you need to be okay with this. If you are not okay with I don't care, you are competing. That is a form of competing. If you are not able to go to somebody else and encourage them and uplift them and congratulate them and tell them they're doing great, you are competing. If another person has a YouTube channel, if a friend of mine decides to start a YouTube channel and all of a sudden I feel some type of way about it, I feel like they're copying me, do you know how good it feels when people come to you and be like, yo, congratulations, I see you? It does something to you. You know, it fuels you. It's petrol. You just want to do more and to do better. So do that for somebody else. Do that to somebody else. Because the more you do, the more things come back to you 10 times more. So in closing, I just hope that us young girls, ladies, we get to a point where we love each other, we encourage each other, we want to see each other win, we want to help each other. I don't know how, but I know it's very much possible. And it starts with the small people, the 5 friends that you have. Love them, encourage them. Don't congratulate all the time. If some people are so comfortable at just congratulating other people, ask that person, you're so good at this, why don't you do this? You're so good at, I don't know, doing people's hair, why don't you open up a salon? Ngani, your style is, why don't you maybe open up a clothing line? Angakuphathi kahle ukubungaboni circle yakho winning and all the time it's just you, So I just hope we can get to a point where we we initiate growth in each other, we encourage each other, we love each other, we there for each other. But okay, let me not blab anymore, let me not talk anymore, because honestly this topic is so, I could go on the whole. I've come to the end of this video. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you're gonna keep coming back for more. I would love to hear from you, so please drop it down below. Like literally anything about the topic that I'm sure there's so much more that I didn't talk about and didn't cover in this topic. This is a very broad topic and I feel like there's a lot to it. So if you have anything to add, to share, to say, to anything, just please drop it down below. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and please do catch me on Instagram. But till next time, you definitely are a star. I'll see you on my next video. I love you. Bye.